Alaska, the one U.S. state to border Russia. Will it be here that peace is finally achieved? President Donald Trump will personally meet Vladimir Putin to seek a resolution to the biggest war on the European continent since World War II.
Rozmowy są bardzo potrzebne.
These talks are very necessary, no matter how much Putin pretends otherwise. It's good that Donald Trump is taking the initiative here. It is clear as day that all those critics of Trump who thought he was a Russian asset and he would pursue a policy of appeasement towards Russia were wrong. He is not doing so. Trump's policy was that of carrot and stick. Russia initially received an offer concerning peace talks. When the Americans saw that these peace talks were not happening, they had the choice of either putting pressure on Russia or withdrawing from the whole endeavor.
Się w ogóle wycofać z całego formatu.
Donald Trump chose the first option. He decided to personally appeal to Putin's common sense and threaten him with further economic sanctions and increased military support for Ukraine. The highly anticipated meeting between myself, as President of the United States of America, and President Vladimir Putin of Russia will take place next Friday, August 15, 2025, in the great state of Alaska. Further details to follow. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Preparations are already underway in Alaska. This meeting will most likely take place in the state's capital, Anchorage. Secret Service agents and other services responsible for the U.S. president's security have already arrived in the city.
I'll be meeting very shortly with President Putin. It would have been sooner, but I guess there's security arrangements that unfortunately people have to make. Otherwise, I'd do it much quicker. He would too. He'd like to meet as soon as possible. I agree with it.
In recent weeks, Donald Trump has spoken openly about what he thinks of Putin, saying that the Kremlin's leader has gone mad and is carrying out pointless attacks on civilians. He has also taken decisive action. He has supplied Ukraine with a new package of weapons and signed further economic sanctions against Russia.
We have been aggressively working, trying to break the logjam. One of the most important logjams is that Vladimir Putin said that he would never sit down with Zelensky, the head of Ukraine, and the president has now got that to change. We're at a point now where we're now trying to figure out, frankly, scheduling and things like that around when these three leaders could sit down and discuss an end to this conflict.
Ukrainian civilians, who are attacked every night by Russian airstrikes, would have very much liked this to happen. Recently, Putin's troops targeted civilians in Zaporizhia, a residential area, a bus station, and a hospital were shelled, killing and injuring civilians, including children.
I'm not trying to tell you or anybody else that I think Ukraine can evict every Russian soldier. I am here to tell you that President Trump will end this war in a way to prevent a third invasion.
Kyiv assures that it is ready for talks, but will not give up a single piece of land occupied by Russia.
Я дуже ціную ту рішучість, з якою президент Трамп налаштований зупинити смерті у війні. І щодня багато людей віддають свої життя. Але єдиною першопричиною цих вбивств є бажання Путіна воювати та маніпулювати.
These will not be easy talks, but they may be the last hope for peace. The Russians only understand one language, the language of force. If President Trump shows Putin that he is capable of providing even more military aid to Ukraine, it will certainly be a signal that the Americans are playing hardball.
Z całą pewnością będzie to sygnał dla prezydenta Putina, że Amerykanie grają twardo.
The USA is playing hardball, especially on their own turf in Alaska, which was purchased from Russia over 150 years ago.